blue for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Hey dancers, how are you? It's teacher Lina. Today's vlog topic is going to be about ballet dancers essentials. So I'm ranking the essential things you should have in your dance bag besides your ballet shoes and your tights and extra pairs of maybe hair ties or scrunchies. These are things that you should have. I'm not saying that you should get them, and if you're going to watch this with your mom or your dad, I also want you to understand that just because your mom and dad can buy it for you doesn't mean you take it for granted. I know a lot of students who have these but don't use them. So if you're gonna buy them, make sure you're going to be using them and not just buying them and putting them on the side and not using them at all. Having things, point shoes, ballet shoes, tights, new leotards, this is a responsibility, kids. So this is not something you should just ask from your parents and, take for granted. Just wanted to point that out because teacher Lina is very strict on certain things, but I am going to rank them according to necessity. My first ballet item that you should have in your dance bag is your theraband. Yeah, I know a lot of people though who own therabands but just keep them in their bags. Don't take them for granted. You can do so much things with a theraband. You can do roll-ups, you can do back exercises, strengthening for your legs, strengthening for everything. So, owning a theraband can also help you stretch. So I have a separate theraband for stretching. Now, I'm not saying you should get one, but I have one like this, the loop band from Shakot, which I use for stretching. So this one goes from end to end through the back, and it just does this. Like, it helps with my splits, it helps me pull them open, and I've been using this for years, probably more than 10 years. This has been an item in my bag. I love this item because I don't have to, or what I used to do was fold, because you can do the same thing with the theraband, which is you can just fold this part over, just make sure it's going the right way, and you can fold it over to the other side of your foot, and should you pull, it will also do the same thing. But the only difference of this and this is the strength, because this is a lot looser since it's a theraband. You don't get the same amount of stretch that you probably need. For example, you're more used to being using a tight band compared to a more soft band, then you're not gonna get the same stretch as you would with this kind of loop band. But it's not, again, something that you need. You can always adjust this band anyway to get it tighter so that you can use just a theraband. See, a theraband can help you with your stretching for your arabesques. It can help you with strengthening your arm, for example. I use it a lot for this, or for, so they're kind of supplementary for like workouts that need extra lengthening. And I love using the theraband. I feel like therabands are number one essential thing you should have in your dance bag. You can also use them for stretching and flexing and pointing your toes. So another use, very important. I have different stretches or different kinds of therabands. I have thicker ones, thinner ones, and they are all useful too. But make sure, again, you're going to buy them, use them. Number two, if you are dancing or already dancing regularly, for example, 5 days, 3 days a week, and you need to let loose your muscles, especially for the older girls, you need a foam roller. You really do. It's so useful to let go of your muscles and to let go of them right, because it really gets tight, especially coming from sitting down or standing up positions right before class, after class. It will help you so much to have a foam roller. I have two types of foam rollers. This is not necessary. Again, I have two because one I use for traveling, so I don't bring the big one for traveling. But when I do travel, I always bring the small one. But you know, it doesn't take much space either in your luggage. You can always put your socks and your tights inside your foam roller in case you're trying to save on space. But I always have two around with me. I put them beside my bed and make sure I roll every night. So it's a big plus for me to have. Now, if you don't have a foam roller, I will suggest instead of a foam roller, you can always just get a trigger point ball. And this is something I always bring around. It's really nice in replacement to a foam roller because at least a trigger point targets a specific point. Oh, that's really painful. But foam rollers, I feel, are nicer on the bigger areas that need like big continuous roll. So usually after I do my foam rolling, I use my trigger point ball. And if you want to be even more specific, I have again a smaller version of it. And if you don't have something like this, I got this from Shakot again, but you can use a golf ball or tennis ball, and this is really good for your feet. So rolling your feet, really important as dancers, rolling the top, rolling the back, especially your heels. People don't realize that you need to roll your heels and also around your toes, you know, your metatarsals and like the ball of your foot, really nice, and the back of your legs. It feels really funny, but it's also really good since we're always up on our demi-point. This is again another dance bag essential. I feel you should always have the balls, either one. I just always have two. Then I have my foam rollers and of course my theraband. Just a bonus is the stretch loop band. Just to add finally, I have a yoga block. Now this isn't a yoga block. Actually, I got this again from Shakot. It's Shakot technology. It's to help you do your balances. So it helps you kind of loosen up also around your ankles, and it's really, I really love this block because it helps me center myself if I was to do balances and releves. And as a double, I use this as a yoga block to help me extra stretch. And I love extra stretching, which is I stand on it and then I just lengthen myself out, and it gives me a bigger stretch compared to doing things on the floor. So this kind of doesn't give me that same stretch that it used to. So now what I do is I stand on a block or two and I kind of like lengthen it out. And this is also nice for when you're doing your oversplits because it's not such a hard surface. So it's a soft surface where you can place your foot on. Again, these things aren't exactly necessary, which is why I rank them according to necessity. I feel like the theraband is number one. Number two is your rollers, and this is probably one of the more, if you just want to get some extra work done in your day or extra stretching done in your day. Lastly, and I know some people who don't own yoga mats, is your yoga mat. Actually, this should be number one maybe, but you know, you need a yoga mat. I always have a yoga mat. I have one for my traveling. I also have this one, which is really thick for my everyday. Why I like to use thick yoga mats for Pilates, I do a lot of rolling up and down, and it's really painful when you use the really thin yoga mats to be doing rolls or roll-ups and some of the stretching and the strengthening exercises. I don't want to put any stress on my lower back or on my back, so I always make sure I get a very thick yoga mat. So if you're watching this, you should have a yoga mat around your house always. And always clean it, okay? And yeah, kids, remember that having these things, it's a responsibility. Don't just take it for granted again that your parents can buy them for you. I understand that maybe they can or they want to, but make sure you're always using them and you always have them in your dance bag so that you can use them. And I hope these tips help you. I use these every day for my stretching, my warming up, and my cooling down. These are the main essentials that I feel you always need to have in your dance bag in order for you to get stress-free and a good ballet day. Thank you for watching. If you want to check out more videos, right here and right here, or you can click our like and subscribe button right here, and you can view our channel and all of the new vlogs that we have. So I hope that you enjoyed this vlog, and we'll see you till the next one. Bye!